So, how old were you when you found out that, when you're doing the missionary, you're pretty much twerking? Because all you toxic masculinity looking type niggas needed to know that, so that y'all know that y'all twerk as well. Unless, you have no ass at all, of which, it's still an attempt at twerking. Anyways, let's start this show. Welcome to Break Time on Westside, your number one break time podcast show, coming to you from Nairobi, Kenya. The man on the mic is Sir Denver B, and this is Battle of the Sexes episode 12, one of our finals, actually the final episode of season 1. I will explain that in a bit, but while I get to that though, so I was on a TV program not too long ago, about 2-3 weeks ago. We're doing the shoot, and one of the topics that was being discussed was, would you go for a much older person if they offered you a good amount of money, nice place to live in and shit? Pretty much like the whole gold digging starter pack. And it kind of seemed a bit odd that, I kind of sided with, the positives, and I was like, if, you're given a chance and they're good looking, why the hell not? Now, I was trying to explain that to a friend and no one was getting me. Like everyone that I was with around me at the time, as much as I was trying to explain it to one guy, pretty much just was not getting me, and they were like, no, you can't do that, that's being a gold digger, blah blah blah. Yo, I'ma say it the way Kagwe Mungai once said it. They also need love too. All people need love. The reason I'm saying that is, like, whenever people start saying, would you go for a gilf? Okay, for those of you that don't know what a gilf is, it's granny I'd like to fuck. That's pretty much the same way we'd say milf for a much older woman who's probably above the age of 20s, has like a nice mom bod and shit. But I'm now talking about a gilf. And when I was busy talking about, like, would you mind dating a gilf, provided you get benefits and all that shit, people are all of a sudden up in my business. They're like, no, how could you do that? That's not the nicest thing ever. Like, as in, there are boundaries to even trying to social climb or get money. There's other ways to do it. Oh, there's nothing they have to offer besides money. How will you enjoy your life? You'll hate every second. And in my head, I'm like, first of all, like, just take a step back and probably try and process the whole idea of a gilf. Because if you do the math, a gilf, in a sense or another, doesn't have to be that old. Because whenever people are thinking, would you go for like a granny? Like, they're thinking, maybe go for someone who's in like their 70s, probably someone in their 70s, 80s, hanging skin, probably puts on a ton of makeup, trying to look young and shit. And, that's me busy throwing myself there as like, what do they call it? A trophy boyfriend, a trophy guy or some shit. And they usually look at it in the worst light ever. But when you think about it, gilf might actually be even younger than that, because when you do the math, using probably like some of our parents and how some people just manage to get pregnant when they're in their 20s, if you kind of even try and pull like, maybe 20 something when that lady kind of got their first kid, and probably 30 something when that kid got another kid, technically making them a grandparent, you kind of start to see where the gilf margin goes, because it can shoot up all the way to about, 50. I don't want to stretch it into the 40s section, because that's still technically MILF section. And when people start, picking sides and they're like, no, like, there's things that we can do for the money, but like, there's boundaries to it. Like, stay in your lane if you have a problem with it. But think about it like this. If Monica Bellucci wanted to give it all to you and then add some money on top, wouldn't you actually rethink the whole option? Now, for those of you that don't know who Monica Bellucci is, then, I don't know, go watch The Matrix or some shit. Or, accept that you're like a 2000 baby that doesn't know shit. Just Google Monica Bellucci. She's fairly aged actress. Yes, actress. And she's still quite beautiful. Another simple example is, let's say Angela Bassett. Angela Bassett is fine as hell. She looks better than some 30-year-old white women. And she's technically in gilf territory. Now, when you're in gilf territory, that means you're like, I don't know, 52 plus. Because like at that point, you think about it, kids would have come out, if you like split the averages 1 and 1, it's like, one of y'all had the kid at like 26 and the other one had the kid at like 26, which is like perfect baby making age. And now they're like in the granny zone, the grandmothers. And you're telling me that you wouldn't hit Angela Bassett or Monica Bellucci? And you've gotten the chance. I don't know what the hell is wrong with you though. Like, fine, yes, I am one person who will come up and tell you I see no problem with going for older people. Whether you're a woman going for a guy, whether you're a guy going for women, I think it should be equal on both ends. It's not just girls and women and ladies that should be going for older guys. I think, like guys should also start going for some older women here and there. You might learn a thing or two. Plus, I've been told that some of them actually have very spiked up sex drives that would love your satisfaction. And they're just looking for young niggas. So if you're in the mood to just, sleep around and have some fun, why not actually do it with them? So if they're offering you money, is that too big of a problem? Because shorties have done this. They've been called gold diggers and they're still doing it. And it's gone to a stage where we've kind of accepted it. In Kenya, we have this whole thing of, calling the quote-unquote sugar daddy a sponsor, or in the more slangish term, sponyo. You think about it, though. Like, shorties have been accepted. Like, they've been gold digging for such a long time that they're being accepted for it. So why the hell is it that guys are still being looked at like they're shit? Like they're only chasing the money? Because some of them are actually pretty hot. A woman in her 50s can still be very, very good looking. Now, let me see if I can pull up one or two of these, what do they call it? Yes, one or two of these shorties photos. Look at Angela Bassett. Like, just go Google her images and look at her. She's 58 years old. You can go check out Marissa Tomei. She played Aunt May in every single Spider-Man movie that's been on the Marvel Cinematic Universe. She looks fine as hell. Morgan Fairchild looking 67 and still looking pretty good. I don't want to start dropping too many names and shit, but like you look at some of these people and you're like, how the hell are you supposed to say no if they're offering to, pamper your life and shit, and they just want, a nice casual relationship where y'all can fuck around and chill together? Like, Monica Bellucci is still rocking like nude pictures on fucking IG. Like, I'm not saying that, like this is something that I want to actually do right now. But if I'm given the opportunity, it's going to be hard to say no. Fine, I might renegotiate that whole allowance shit and, the kind of benefits I get with that relationship. But, it's going to be hard to say no. Because some of these women still look good even though they're in the, late 50s and 60s and shit. Because Monica Bellucci is 52. Pretty prime age to be a gilf. And then now you're going to tell me that I'm supposed to take a step back and be like, no, I need to go for people that are younger than me. And I should probably like just find some person that's in their 20s. Shorties in their 20s been going for niggas that are older than us. And then they'll come back saying that we're all immature, men are trash, and, we're not worth the time. And then they're going to start talking about how, women empowerment and I'm enjoying the woman I'm becoming. I'm tired of niggas, just to fall on the laps of another sponsor. I don't see why the hell niggas shouldn't also start going for older women. I'm not saying that it should be like a sponsor thing. Like, fine, yes, go back to your age group and find yourself a husband or wife when you want to get married. But don't be too afraid to experiment with ages that are far above your own. And I'm going to say this with like an experimental level of thinking. Because like, how else will you say that you've lived a full life unless you've tried a couple of things here and there? I'm not saying this should be added to your bucket list, but I'm not going to lie. If someone gave me the opportunity to smash a pretty good looking old person, I don't see why the hell I'd refuse. I'd probably refuse if I was in like a relationship or some shit. Now, when you think about it though, if you're someone really old and they're not that good looking and you're hitting them, now that's when stuff starts to get a bit, ish. There's got to be ways that you kind of have to work through with everything. Because it's not like it'll be like, my case of smashing a Monica Bellucci or an Angela Bassett. Because not all 50, 60, 70-year-old people are good looking. So let's say that a not so good one comes through and, wants to get you. And let's say you're short on cash. So you say yes. How'd you go about it? Now that's where niggas like me will come through with the help, because I'm the nigga that's supposed to help you. So what I'll do is, I'll tell you straight up. If you're gonna do that shit, fine. Y'all can smash. But one, y'all don't have to be seen together a lot. Let her be coming to pick you up in like a tinted car, or let you take an Uber to her place. You all smash at her house. You leave probably some groceries and shit, so that she can actually act like she's a good looking grandmother and shit. Or at least she's gonna act like a pretty good grandmother and shit. Which is something that can pretty much work. You can go and you can convince your, her neighbors and whoever it is that's around that, you're not entirely doing something that's questionable. Because society still hasn't accepted the thought of us young niggas actually going and, canoodling with some of the older women and, dropping kids there. Because when you kind of think about it, they're probably gone through menopause, so they're not going to produce any kids. So pull-out game is actually a choice. Why would you want to pull out? You're not going to get any kids from there and shit. So when you think about it, though, it's not entirely a bad thing. But if she's not good looking, it makes it even worse. So I'd probably tell you, if you're going to smash with the lights off. Turn off the lights, close the curtains and shit. Smash. Because at least you wouldn't have to get to see the face that much. Because let's be honest, there are times when people do a lot of shit for money. I'm not going to say that I condone it. I'm not going to say that I support it. But people do that shit. And I have to try and cater for as many of y'all as possible and actually show that even though I may not condone it, if I was ever in such a situation, how would I deal with it? Because some of y'all need help. Like, there's that granny who's offering you so much. You so want to take it, but you're like, I can't imagine that face. Like, the minute she just get naked and I pull my dick out, like, that shit going back in. Like, it'll even run on the inside and shit. Like, it'll run away from me. If you're going to go for someone older, like, I'll tell you, like, go act like you're going to visit someone. And always make sure you're leaving with groceries. I'll tell you to go and eat the booty like groceries. I don't know what old butt tastes like. But if you're ever in that situation, leave like you've got some groceries to handle. And when you're actually doing the do, turn off the lights. That's the best advice I can give you if it's someone not good looking. But I'm the type of person that hates good looking, so I'll probably stick to my Monica Bellucci's. Anyways, it's about time you head back to that work. Always put that process in that progress, or be the prevention. It has been me, Sir Denver B. Now, after this, we shall be taking a 1-month hiatus. So I'll be coming back to you guys through your speakers, through your earphones. On the 6th of November, we shall be taking a 1-month hiatus, and we shall be back with season 2 of Battle of the Sexes. If you guys have any feedback, comments, anything you would like to send me, even the memes, it is on breaktime_westside on IG. On Facebook, it is at breaktime on Westside, and on Twitter, you can hit me up on my personal IG, Bagaka the D. I will see you guys later.